Sonia Zumara de Jende, Jujaba, the Dashi, Dami, Chunian, and the Laya, Gadon of Jagger, Ronda, Mayagan, Rogan, Yadana, Jazamba, Tamjiki, the Lage, Judon. Major Nagida, and Messenger, Tamji, on the Tozana, Bayan, the Sonja, Comorum, Mojin, Tobaja. Please
listen by adjusting your motivation and your conduct by thinking, I must achieve the precious state of full, complete, peerless enlightenment for the sake of all the mother sentient beings who are equal to the limit of space, equal to the extent of space, by any means, and for this reason I'm going to listen to the Holy Dharma teachings. As for the Dharma that we're going to be listening to, this is an explanatory transmission of the stages of the path to enlightenment, and within that we have reached the section which deals with generating faith, believing faith in the karma and its results, which is the result. The root of all happiness and all that is excellent. And within that, we've already explained the negative karma and its results, and we're now looking at an explanation of the positive karma and its results.
Imbartate pombe cheda ne jova chene re anete damba tatu gaji la da kabu le lam sinyo
imbar. With the positive karma and its results, the way it works is that you have the negative karmas, the 10 negative karmas. So thinking about the drawbacks, the disadvantages of those negative karmas, and having seen those, then having the wish to, the intention or the mind wishing to abandon or to discard those negative actions, that would be the motivation. And then bringing that intention to the sort of a complete determination to completely refrain from those negative actions would be the meaning of positive karma.
Imbarta ne nabomugewe leji tokso gewa chadi yodu jeda sambada jowa tartose ta kare danda gewa chugala jar jayin je tabecheina jeda sambada jowa da tadone jiriwa jade da soju da soma yina she tanda soju bi je resimje Senje Paruba Chadi Yorwa. Indita Soju or Pommi Jeteo, Senje Paruba Chadi Yori, that did no Jene Roger.
Now, with Rinpoche has read a little into the text, so you're on page 238 in the English. So the explanation here is that just like with negative non-virtuous karma, in order to have the full, the complete body, the main body of that negative karma, then you need to have those four aspects complete, the aspect of the basis, the attitude, the action, and the completion. So, and that's something which is applicable to all 10. So also we find in the case of the positive karma. So like with, if we take the example of killing, for example, just with the negative karma of killing, you had the basis, which was another sentient being, and also you have the attitude and so on. So likewise here, with the positive karma of not killing, then the basis is some other sentient being.
Sambane Nimin Tone Pomando Baos in the Danandi Sambasinata Kono Ravani Kono Kanjigore Sena Magivi Lenam de Jege Nimito, Tanda Sojo da Vijayana, Sojobi Nimi Namiji River, Jumdi River, Tabun River, Teji Sam. Teji Samnen, Yimit Pong Gone, Tade Ponamado, Tamendo, Pongo, no Sambe, Pondo Semjela, and Kono Sangyoji.
Then we have the attitude, and specifically within the attitude here, you would have the motivation, a motivation to give up the negative karma of killing. First of all, you would see the disadvantages or the drawbacks of engaging in the negative karma of killing, which would involve understanding the ripening result, the result similar to the cause, and also the environmental result, or the governed result, as it's sometimes called. So, having thought about that kind of suffering which follows as a result of engaging in the negative karma of killing, then you would think to yourself, I don't want to, because I don't want to experience that suffering, I must discard, I must give up this kind of negative karma. So that would be your motivation. So that's what we would, how we would explain the attitude, the second, the attitude.
Imberta Giovanni Soba Yanaba Dambi Ducedos Soju Lange Jube Guadapa Damji Imberta the Leon Tabata so Tanda Soju or Damiate Yiji Dami Biorma. Yondaba Dam de One Luigi Namjo Tonjo Imare in the Yondaba Dam Duce Seate Jovaji. Then Tatone Damba Zoba Tachi Visonoji. Yondaba Damba Zobas Zobi Luigi Les also.
Then when we look at the action in the case of the positive karma of not killing or abandoning killing, so this involves binding the door, or binding any way of killing, which it means binding with your mind. So making having the wish, strengthening the wish to abandon that kind of negative karma. So then with the completion, where it says the completing the binding or the restraint, what that means is making a clear decision in your mind. I'm not going to engage in this kind of negative karma.
Soju Maji Basamje, Soju Bumikeva Tokyo Marwa. soju maji ba zamji togi yona da reda sadoro de tenela yo gewa yo go chegire soju maji ba da tende yendo ne danda samba kono nime towe go ne ene bono je samba tende je go ne da meje nyamde ta je ba ji go yo re danda number 2 bi usually so no.
It's not the positive karma of not killing isn't simply a question of not killing. Just by not killing doesn't mean to say that you're engaging in the positive karma of not killing. If that were the case, then the ground and stones and so on, they also don't engage in this kind of action. But that doesn't mean they don't kill. But that doesn't mean to say that they're creating the negative karma of not killing. Rather, it's through having seen the drawbacks, the suffering and so forth, the drawbacks of engaging in killing, and then making
rocks and the earth doesn't mean that they practice that they create good karma, morality.
Right.
Because they don't have thought to, because they don't do action killing.
Mm. So what you need in order to create the positive karma of killing is to have seen the drawbacks, the disadvantages of killing, as Rinpoche explained, and then making the clear decision, the definitive decision, not to engage in the negative karma of killing, which is how it was explained with the completion. That's the completion. That's what you need in order to have the practice of the virtuous karma of not killing.
The actions, the compounding, the phenomena that which is complete abstinence from killing. Then the ultimate is the that which one completes completes the complete restrainings from the killing. So that's the action of the body.
Domsim Danyade Chenmo Imare, then Indian Maga Juga Port Wioina, and I Domsim Danyaji, Danyone, Kangabo Matoyinago, Narina, Bonsam Dango Yore, the Damajiva Tamayimba, a pon, Bonsam Damina, got as okay, pay on the two. Retan Jonia de Sonina, attend upon Matumnayo, Loda, Navada, and Nima, and Nima some Poyaxano, a territory in Nayo, or Coteso, you give a to you.
So this means that the mind of restraint, sort of this intention to restrain from the negative karma, practicing that is something which is very important. So now, if you're able to abandon all of the 10 negative karmas, then that's the best thing. And in this case, you would need to have the mind of restraint, the mind deciding to restrain from all of them. But even if you're able to abandon just some of them, then again, in each case, you need to have to rely upon or to make use of this mind of restraint, the decision to restrain from that negative action, and you'll correspondingly get a huge amount of virtue from each one that you're able to practice that with, each one that you're able to abandon. And in the case of those where where there's sort of the negative karmas which are sort of like you're more likely to engage in, you find yourself more likely to engage in, it would be a good thing to at least try to give them up temporarily, like for example a year, or maybe for a month or a week, or perhaps for a few days, 2 or 3 days.
Even 3 days.
Even 3 days.
Abstain from that. So it shouldn't be just not engage in the action. It should be with the attitude that by realizing, seeing the shortcomings of the negative karma, then the wish to abandon that negative karma. So should be done with that kind of attitude. It's not enough just not engaging in it.
Nimarda, Junior than Nima Sumasapo. And it is Yabuchon, and it is Gila, Nimangas, the Tendrina, and the Kaleka upon to ya, Yogayos, in that tender no common Jason Royals, Tangi somewhere.
So with those ones where you feel there's, where you have that situation where there's more risk of you engaging in those negative karmas, more difficult to abandon right from the beginning completely. So you can start by abandoning for about 3 days, for example, and then you can build it up. You can make it 5 days, and then more and more, and until
7 or 8,
like 7 or 8. And in this way, because of the familiarity that you would gain, this is seen to be a very sort of like a skillful means for gradually being able to abandon that negative karma completely, because of the fact that as you gain familiarity with giving up the negative action, then you would gradually be able to give it up for longer and longer.
Nimachi, Nimiko, Boyaxanama, the Legenda, Payonchimbo Yorwa, in the Muma, Pavagada Yani, Shembachela, and the Soju in Yemi song, the natural Soju Bones. That's Soju Bon to Maricoron, so I take is. No, natural Soju Jayate, Senogo Chegios, and Yimigo Mata, Senogo segments. On that Semo Mesoe. Domba Senare, Chenmo Meso Sene, Kene Jejuere. That Chenmo Meso Sayake, Tanda, Chenmo Meso with Dombas, Chenmo Meso Adamche, and Lege Latene, Jason, Misevinia Watendilice, Tanimo, and Yavi Domanion, and Chenmo High de Gino Gino, Tendesumari.
Then there is, even if one is able to abandon, like just for 1 day, then there is that virtue or that benefit that comes just from that. And there's a story from the time of the Buddha Katyayana. No.
Arya Katyayana. Not Buddha.
Somebody that went to him, and so somebody that he was trying to encourage somebody to give up killing, and this person said that he wouldn't be able to give up killing because it was his livelihood. And so then Katyayana, the Arya Katyayana, asked him if he thought he would be able to give up just during the night time. If he couldn't give up during the daytime, then wouldn't he be able to give up in the night time? So he said he would be able to do that, and he took on that kind of morality, that kind of restraint from killing, morality of not killing during the night time, during the evening kind of thing.
The person replied that he won't be able to abstain from that, and not killing, abstain from killing in the daytime will be difficult, but nighttime he can do. So then Arya Katyayana then told that to take a vow to not kill nighttime.
And so the result of that is that in the future life, in his future life, in life after that one, then he was born in an occasional hell where during the daytime it was like a hellish experience, and then during the nighttime it was like a deva or a sort of godly existence.
The neighborhood, ordinary, Nise was ordinary hell, born ordinary hell realm. So then, so because daytime to the king, so then experience hell, ordinary hell, in the daytime, but because the night time in the past lived in the vow, abstaining from killing, so then experienced the experience Deva realm, or Deva's happiness in the night time.
Imarda, Tendichende, Casapon, Toto, Pongo, that in the bomba in the Rivella, Case. And Megava and Devo your noisy, Delayon, Rivella, some layer, Namiji Devo, Jundujan Devo, Dandage. Dan Namine, Megava, Jungan, Chenmo again, Tondo Danyava. Then on Jitana de Giva Lion, that's some Yoga again, the Chejomo Yungurua, the Givachu Givele Chunga, Dan Drain on Chembu, Givele Chunga, the again Namela, Mejavanea, Meda, and Dan Drain and Nobel Hada, Chembu, come common in Jataja. Namiji Mari. And that Jumdi and Dagun Riven, Megava do the Jaros, Sojo of Bombayena, the So Jubi, Jumdi and Rivetella, Cheba Jumdi Setuata, Nua Jumdi Setuata, Cheba Jumdi Sojo the Kavatera. That's Sojo Bomba tell the door the Jane, the Nua Jumdi, and Sereno Roya. The Cheba Jundi, Sojo Bonga Gawa at the Leon.
Then that means that the more we are able, what we should do is to abandon as much as possible, abandon negative karma as much as possible. So then if we are able to abandon negative karma, then just like with the non-virtuous karma, where you have the results, the three types of result: the ripening result, the result similar to the cause, and the environmental result. Also here, in the case of positive karma, when you create the positive karma of abandoning those negative karmas, then you also get these three results: a ripening result, a result similar to the cause, and an environmental result. So just like with the negative karma of killing, just like with the negative karma, the way it went with the ripening result was if it was like a great sort of variety of killing, or like a very strong form of killing, if that negative karma was a strong negative karma of killing, then you would have the ripening result being born in the hell realm. If it was a middling negative karma of killing, then it would be predator and animal and so on. So likewise here, there are three sort of ripening results that can follow according to whether the positive karma of abandoning killing is a great one, or a middling one, or a small one. So if it's a small one, then you have the ripening result of being born as a human being. If it's a middling one, then you have the ripening result of being born as a desire realm god. And if it's a great one, then you have the ripening result of being born in one of the upper god realms, as a form realm god or as a formless realm god. And then it mentions in the text that for the result similar to the cause and for the environmental result, you just have to understand it to be the opposite of whatever was explained with the negative karma. So in the case of the negative karma of killing, that there you had the two types of results similar to the cause: the experience similar to the cause, which was having a short life, and the action similar to the cause, which was liking to kill. So correspondingly, with the positive karma of abandoning killing, giving up killing, then you have a result similar to the cause, an experience similar to the cause, which is having a long life, and the action similar to the cause, which is that you like to give up, to avoid, and to discard the negative action of killing.
Imata, Dagun Levene, Miguel the daughter Jayan, Sojo Tavachena, and the sage Jumeva, man that in the new Bachua, Lumbatino, attending younger Sumara. That Helen, the daughter Jayan Lucona, sage Chiada, man penny chair, attending younger. Dandes and Ade, some Jim Mombu, Jim Lugile, get trouble. And Namin the Judis, the Takona so legend.
Then in the case of the environmental result. In the case of killing, the environmental result was being born in a place where the food, the earth and the earth and the water, isn't it? Huh? Food. Okay. Okay. Where the food, the essence of the food is lacking in essence, nutrition, lacking in essence, and then sorry. Yeah. And also the medicine being weak. So then the opposite of that would
similar. The earth has no essence, no protein or not protein, but the essence. Such remember, yeah. Okay. Essence.
So in the case of killing, the result, the environmental result was the earth having no essence, and the medicine being very weak in that place. So then the opposite of that we can understand for the environmental result from the positive karma of abandoning killing is that the earth would have this essence. It would be very kind of like rich, very rich, and in the case of the medicine, then you'd have medicine which is really effective. And then there was something else at the end of this. People. Yeah, okay. So with the environmental result, we're talking about a result which many sentient beings are all going to experience together. Whereas in the case of the ripening result, that's something which each being is just experiencing individually or personally. Right.
So the environment result is from the group karma. The group karma, sentient beings, the from group of sentient beings, their environment result is to do the group karma. It's come from that.
Thank
you. But that
individual limit.
Yes, with the ripening. As well as the ripening result. So it's not just the ripening result, which is an individual, so sort of a question of the individual's experience rather than a group.
Both the ripening result and then the actual results from the cause. Yeah. Both to do with the individual beings' karma.
Yes. Thank you.
그러다 이게 내일 담제 잡았는데 세송바로 안는데 이제는 남에게 좀 어수는 따고대 그러다 대바섬지 대바섬레 당원도 공모래 강하게 시사하는데 매게 좀 뭐야게 주름 될다 도대야 말이야 이제다 사주바 내내서 주번에다 고외자네 인제들어 진지자 지선론의 공변네 인도인으로 보 용인제면 진짜 전면조제론이 소제원론데 내가 좀 시비 존나네 ron제와 로보 이제 사주빈 도대 된다서 말이야 인제단다 매게 주번에 주름데 셰르치 매게 주번 주름이 셰르치네 엔단다 고발라 단도제 단도쇼 첨보여 가지고 고외자고 다 아니 ninja 첨보 매하지 다 텐데지게 아니 남라비도 거나 니드지 좀 누구요 그래서 대원 니드세야 돼 간들세나 단다 스바타마비 세나 그래서 손질이 주니 아니 된텔라 라좀고 뭐 통해 된텔라 진지다이 지선 론해서 소이 버리 다 론자세야 돼요 고발라 트라바함 고발레 존톤에 단도지로 주미여가지 근데 용 제동아들 도비 닌제 쇼치모 매가지 다 뒤에는 뭐게 좀 뭔가 좀 제제네 대년로 가지고 왔고 얘는 단다 스바타마비 세나 다 제일 담가 얘기 매야 돼 인다 스바 타마 세나 제레 담가라 타임 조세 옌지 담가라 라마리오지 로니지 람 곰도지 드봉원도 체인도아인데 니 라산제세 대야테요 디송이요레 인다 스바 타마 세나 옌지 담가라 마토바 론도지 송지와이자 론도지 송조토와이자 라산제세 이자다 니로니게 람데요 단다 여기 주선수는 예르손에 로고 요레스.
We know from the outline that having faith of belief in karma and its results is the root of all happiness and everything good. So, in fact, this morality of abandoning the 10 negative karmas acts as the root for achieving the final results of the three vehicles of the hera, the solitary realizer, and the universal vehicle, or the Mahayana, and it also acts as the root for achieving all births of high status as a human being or as a god. So so that kind of faith of belief in karma acts as the result of as the root of all of that. So therefore, it explains in the sutra of the 10 grounds that so Rinpoche has read out from that and then explained the meaning of it. And so the explanation is that in the case of the hera practitioner, what happens is they fear the ripening result of negative karma, and that fear produces in them, leads them to develop a very strong wish to be completely free of psychic existence. But because of the fact that they're lacking in compassion, so when they practice the path, then in their last existence within psychic existence, then what happens is they listen to the teachings of the Buddha, of an enlightened being, of a Buddha, and they achieve the level of arhat in that lifetime, in that existence. And so that's the meaning of the phrase here that we find, following the sound or following the words of another. What it means is that in their last existence they achieve their final result of arhat through listening to the teachings of the Buddha. Now, in the case of the solitary realizer, the Rangsangi, they literally called the self Buddha. So in that case also, this is a person who has this great sense of fear of the ripening results of negative karma, and also not having very strong compassion. So when they practice the path mainly of the 37 allies of enlightenment. But in their case, unlike with the hera, what they want is that in their life...
They having great fear of samsara, also meditate on the dependent arising.
Oh, sorry, dependent arising as well. Yes. 37 allies and dependent arising. Then, what in the case of this kind of practitioner, what they want is that in their last life, their last existence within psychic existence, that they don't want to depend upon other people, to listening to teaching from other people. They want to be born in a place where, independently, without relying upon other people, they will be able to practice the path and achieve their enlightenment. And it's because of the fact that in that last existence they don't depend upon others, but simply practice with the knowledge that they have the path by themselves, that they're referred to as self-Buddhas, because somehow, in some sense, they achieve that enlightenment by themselves.
semja chewe ninje da tana ki ba mo ji ma semje de yo me sonje yi shi ji ba mi bi yana ne da jaya de da gyo ji ko de ji jana de ge semje jana jonju me sa ba de ma da ne ro bo se da ngama ni da ninje da ye do ga de dan do ji ninje shu ji mo me ga ji ne ro do zo ji de yin za semja chung chung cha de ro 인다 전주선 봐. 근데 Ngamani in the Mandava Semja Chenmo. That Semja Cheva Dayon Kandis Jumbersena, Rojeni None, and the Jen Zoji, Jen Donga the Dandoje, and Ninja, Shu Chenmo Yodeji. Dayon Jen Donga the Drove and it, Tabla Keba. Paratima told the wing of Vajada Soka Lam. And Barita Monam Chenmo. Semjetamje Tondo and the Sonja Kumotoba. Janamba. Dayon and Nijim Simba. Then they did Monam Chenmo. Semjetamje also metal waddles. It does Semje Lumeboma. To Kaduinanis, Semje Ton the Gondage. Then there's Semje also metal. Sonja Yishi, Shen the Jebana maybe is in Batade, Sanji Yishi, Shen the Jebata, Sonja Compo, Don the Nivis on Juji Sim. They again, Sonja Yishi Shen the Jeba, Sonja on the bottom of Yeza, Yishi Shen the Jeba, Tella Mig, so Juji Sim, the Simbe on the Jonas on him. And that's on Jusimbe, and that's Sajo Saya, Rimbe Joyata. And the part of the Timbato, Sasuzuka Lane. Parismato Captain Hotelani, a chill about Tovia, then the young Yorwa, the Zion, General, the Megachubon Yes on the Jonah, they do yours.
In the case of the Bodhisattva, also they take this practice of the morality of abandoning the 10 negative karmas as a base, as a fundamental practice. Then, based upon that, they engage in the practice of the Mahayana grounds and paths, and they engage in the practice of the 6 perfections and the 4 means of gathering or taking care of the disciples. And so those other practitioners that were mentioned, the Hearer and Solitary Realizer, so they're, because of the fact that their compassion, they don't have so much compassion, so their attitude is regarded as being quite limited, is regarded as limited. And then, but in the case of the Bodhisattva, because of their compassion, so they're described as having an attitude which is very vast and very extensive. So this vast and extensive attitude comes from the fact that they don't have the self-cherishing mind, and the fact that they're always like engaged in the benefiting others, and how because of all this, they have the skill in means of helping others through practicing their practice of the 6 perfections and the 4 means of gathering. Also, they engage in very great prayers for the benefit of others, for the benefit of sentient beings, and they never give up. In their minds, they never give up the sentient beings at all, which means that they're always thinking of how to benefit the sentient beings. And then they have the practice of bodhicitta, and with that practice of bodhicitta, that's a mind which focuses on, aims at enlightenment. So enlightenment is something which is so full of such great qualities that the mind of enlightenment, mind of bodhicitta, which is aimed at that, also has so many benefits. So because of all that, then they're able to engage in the grounds and paths of the Mahayana, and gradually work their way through the grounds and the paths of the Mahayana. When they're going through each of the 10 grounds, and each of the 10 grounds of the Arya Bodhisattva has its own sort of perfection, which is particularly strengthened or brought to some kind of culmination in its strength of practice. So that's something which applies to each of the 10 grounds, and so in this way they are able, depending upon that practice of that morality, to achieve their result.
But then number them did the chi jumba in the Sonja children do a song so. There's we attack, we do to him. There's ya. That I go on the Sonja be a Jones or somewhere. The number tamje the chi jumba is that go tamjene. And the 2 children cover from a somnus of a sober chene, Jomayena, and the Sonja.
And then I'm not sure how it says it in the English text, but anyway, in this quotation from the in this this is a quote from the Sutra of the Ten Grounds, right? We're still on. So it says that in every way. So the word that there refers to the practice of the morality of abandoning the 10 negative karmas. So that practice great in every way through training in that, through practicing that, through training in that, then finally they're able to achieve the level of complete enlightenment. Sorry?
Having highly trained in that morality about for the avoiding 10 virtue. From that, all the qualities of Buddha, all the paths, of Buddha to achieve enlightenment, so one be achieved.
But that Lenam Ju say ni so Nabu Lenam Ju, Gabu Lenam Ju Tsembani, Drive the Jibish. Sheba, Yong Shen Ju, Saka Meba Tamjin, Saying which is the Deno Dubia Gombashi Sheba. But then they song they are there. Rita Sajubale say Arizona, Kashi, Yong Seka, Thorn, and so on. That the nigger Seka Meva, Tiji, and then on Papa to make it, Zebi and Saying which is Dovasia, Tigam the Sumba Noji, in Barret. That's all done. Semza mission ro da so semza mission re de lende je nam ja de da de se bo yo ye za ji ze zam me ga je ne ma so yo de de no je je ne ma so yo.
Then in the it says at the end of this section it makes the point that this explanation of these two sets, which means the set of the 10 negative karmas and the 10 positive karmas, that this explanation, as we've seen, it comes from the Sutra of the 10 Grounds, but Jirimshe makes the point that where the other texts are not clear in their explanation of these two sets of 10 positive and 10 negative karmas, then he has
include the results of them.
Sorry, yes.
Include the results.
Those karmas and their results. Where the other texts have not been clear, then he has relied upon these two texts of Asanga, what was it called? These two texts. The Dua is the compendium. The Dua is the compendium. What was the other one?
Sangwishi.
Oh yeah, the yogic grounds or something. This text has been mentioned several times.
It's about the ground. Sangwishi.
The Bodhisattva
composed by. It's about the ground. The text composed by Sangha.
Arya Sangha. Yes. So this text, the compendium. I think they were calling it the compendium of determinations in the text. It's actually a Chittamatra text, a mind-only text, but since within its explanation of the Bodhisattva practices it has a clear explanation of karma, nevertheless then Jirimshe has drawn on that text to clarify these points.
Penjile zozile penzo le se anoda rene chesa ninga tsongile ninga ma tsongile se ano nami nyong nge ba do ma nge ba se ano rene thong ju nyong jor se ya jene jene nyong jor se ya tende yong ge ro da tende ge le je ra ye jen den ba song yi.
Then now we move on to the third section, and here, so having explained those two sets of karma, positive karma and negative karma, and their results. Now we move on to an explanation of different types of karma. So here in this section it explains about the difference between throwing karma and completing karma. It also explains the difference between karma which has been collected and done, but done and collected, or done and not collected. Anyway, this idea of karma which has been done and karma which has been collected and not, and so forth. That's explained. It also explains karma whose result is definitely going to be experienced and karma whose result is not definite to be experienced. And then it also explains, in this section we would explain the three types of karma. Karma whose result is experienced in the very lifetime that it's created. Karma whose result is experienced in the very next life after it's been created, and then karma whose result is experienced in some life after that.
Leti onge jevate trobiwachi ti ngoge sono trobiyoge dela penze je imare da di chebar lubjege sono dela rida zugse se imare.
Then first of all it explains in the text about the difference between throwing karma and completing karma. It literally mentions throwing and completing, so we're to understand that what that means is throwing karma and completing karma. Now, with the when we're talking about throwing karma, we normally talk about the throwing karma, that the karma which throws that this and that life. So, with the throwing karma, we can think of it as the karma which somehow accomplishes or produces the sort of the main body of that life, whereas the the entity of that life, the sort of the main entity of that life, and then the completing karma is the one which sort of produces the different aspects of that life, the different sort of specific distinctions of that life.
Megaju nami la ngesong de ya Megaju nami la dendro de jeba song song in the data le tege ni dendro pemba se ya dendro jeba pen yore ni megaju ngendo jeba pen yore in that jeba ngo so no de gemege chi yoji da zuze le se ya de dendro de china yo da resubo devo ani lonjo re da ganga de ji yo de ge de so ni zuze che yo pemba sam ji u me re indi da zuze la ngi ba yo ma res meta be yin na ni na de ge so no o mo so no de yo yo ba indi te penji giving pone lindu tenso tobarete zuzi mege so terege ne donga nyodo goyaji chade yore.
Then in the case of positive throwing karma, then that would definitely lead to the birth as like a good like a happy migration, like as a human being or as a god. Whereas in the case of the negative, likewise in the case of negative throwing karma, that would definitely lead to the birth in the lower realms. Unlike with the completing karma, which is not fixed in that way. What that means is that we saw in the case of the 10 negative karmas that they each had their ripening result, which is being born in one of the lower realms. So then also with the 10 positive karmas, then they each had their ripening result of being born in one of the good migrations as a human being or as a god. So in each case, what we're seeing is that the throwing karma, in each case, it is the throwing karma which somehow throws the entity of that life, sort of like the main body of that life. But just having that throwing karma is not enough. So, for example, the completing karma in the case of being born like as a anyway, the kind of result that the completing karma can bring is like having a healthy body or having wealth and all of the happiness that goes on with that and so forth. So there's not enough just to have the throwing karma, like a positive throwing karma, throwing some birth in the as a human being or as a god. It's just like with a seed in the external world. You might have the seed that produces a certain kind of result, but then also there can be some fault, something goes wrong, which means that the plant doesn't grow properly and so forth. So you've got the plant, but it still hasn't grown properly. But so likewise, in the case of karma, you can have the positive throwing karma, which leads to the birth as a human being or as a god. But then you would need that in itself wouldn't be enough. You would need to guarantee having a good life or a happy life. You would need to have the completing karma, positive completing karma, giving health and wealth and so forth.
megewach chunga to drenge tundo to yidala pengi yoji jeba inda jeba penya de megeyo ko pombache tundo to yida da tundo to yida kashi la panjum puso soba tende yongi yo imbre ne tende yo de ate zuzi gebi zone tende chong imbre.
Now, for example, if we look at the births in the lower realms as, for example, as an animal or as a preta, so we know that the birth as an animal is the ripening result of negative karma, which, out of the three, small, middling, and great, would be the small, sort of smaller type of negative karma. The birth as a preta would be the ripening result of the middling kind of negative karma. And yet, so although that's those are definitely the result of negative karma, you can have animals and pretas who are very rich, certain animals and pretas which are very rich, and this would be the result of positive completing karma.
Imata tunro senda le there's tunro reso to barwa indeta lula lui nor sene lui jabote sola ijin no vete ne yong yorwa panju chimbo inda konzo tanda penya de mege ho zozi de keve zode ya tene mare.
In the when we talk about the animals, actually the nagas are included within that category. They're counted as being animals. So amongst nagas, we find those who have great riches, like these the kings of nagas that possess wish-fulfilling jewels and so forth. So what we have there then is a case of their birth, like that birth as a naga being the result of negative karma, but their experience of wealth and so forth would be the result of negative throwing karma.
Result of the throwing karma.
Yes. I missed the throwing karma bit out, which is the key point here, really. Their birth as a naga would be the result of the negative throwing karma, but their wealth would be the result of positive completing karma.
Pensi gewen pombala zoze jo gewe zoba do gewe zoba nyeta pensi megewen pombala zoze megewe zoba do gewe zoba nyeta mojo pensi gewen po zoze jo gewe zoba 대다 사용 부자진 다 손바다 근데 매일이나 콜리지 잡아다 예 다때서는 펜제요 개비포 소제요 개비소 이말에 근데 덴르르 데 토바지 근데 내지 무슨 소바도 너무 좋대 요아인도 소제요 개비소 봐서 소이말
Then, in the case of, it mentions in the text that there are actually 4 possibilities. You can have positive throwing karma and also positive completing karma. You can also have positive throwing karma but negative completing karma and so forth. There are the 4 types which Rinpoche is going through here. There's the example of where you've got positive throwing karma or virtuous throwing karma and also positive completing karma would be, for example, being born as one of the gods such as Indra, or being born as Brahma, or if one is born as a human being, then being born as a Chakravartin king, a wheel-turning monarch. So each of those cases is
in the human realm, such as the wheel-turning king.
In the human realm, not as human. Okay. Anyway, so birth in the human realm as a wheel-turning king. So those are all instances of like what we call happy migrations, good births in psychic existence as human beings. Anyway, in those fortunate migrations. So those are the result of positive throwing karma. But then they also have this great wealth and richness and so forth. So that would be the result of positive completing karma.
이마다 벤제 개변포 조제 메게 소바 대상 메다 동아 모모뇨 되게 다 예나다 대로 뭐 마소서노 엔동에 마체도 네모바 대서네 벤제 개변포 맞지 조제데 메게 소다 이 말이 되게 뭐 제는 이해지
And then for where you have positive throwing karma, but negative completing karma, we can see many human beings these days who have so much suffering. They have like the limbs missing, parts of their limbs missing, also short lives. There was another one. Anyway, having short lives, having a lot of illness. So this would all be examples of because of being born as a human being, so that's the result of the positive throwing karma. But all of that various kinds of suffering that they experience, that would be the result of the negative completing karma.
펜제요 메게요 게 예선도 다 조세요 동안 나서 녀는 거 아닌데 펜제다 조세니가 메게 제바데 그래서 이 말이
And then for examples of where the throwing karma is negative and also the completing karma is negative, birth in the hell realms, that would be birth in the hell realms. And also most births as pretas or hungry ghosts, because there the actual birth itself as a hell being or as a preta would be the result of negative throwing karma, and then all of that huge amount of suffering that they have to experience would be the result of the negative completing karma.
조제 개비조바 다데 다게시야노 jel로 잡고 가오도 얘가세 되가다 대소네 펜제메게 보마예도 돈로도 제소로 다 조제 대지 반조도서 플라는 제소보다고 그때 용기가 임바리 다 대노제다 예다라 반조 첨부 요소네야 다 예다 가실라네 반조 첨부 정나요 생각이 너무 좀 많이 받는데 용기요래. 다다는데 조직이 줘봐서야 될라다. 이다게 잡고 신지 주자다고 소야 되는 용기요래. That is Penzi, Magi Onge, Yedala Po, Zozi Givi Onge, inside the Zilon Jodeano, the Leon Yori. In the Tendejada, Penzi giving Pona, Zozi give it Zobachi, Penzi giving Pon, Zozi Magi Zobachi, Penzi Magi and Pon, Zozi Magi Chibachi, Penzi Magi, Zozi, that gave it Chiba, Tendejaka, Reta Mushi Yores.
So then, as an example for where the throwing karma is negative and where the completing karma is positive, there are such nagas that, as we were mentioning before, very rich nagas who included within the animal realm, such as Gao and Lugao. These are different types of nagas who have a huge amount of wealth. So their birth as nagas would be the result of negative throwing karma, but the wealth that they experience would be the result of positive completing karma. And then in the case of there are certain pretas who are very, very rich. There are some that have a lot of wealth, but their miserliness prevents them from really being able to use it. But then we do have the case of this one type of Yidak, whose name I didn't get, but this is somebody who's a preta, a being who's a preta, and so that's the result of negative throwing karma. But then they have the wealth and the pleasure and enjoyments of a god, of the god, of a god. So that would be the result of positive completing karma.
Gyādama gyāvi lēchini, dēnō tō ngān rīchā āndō bāni yōn zōpa sīpi lēsā rīpa chāo, pēmbā nē kōngi nōma mē pēmbā, yōn sī zōpa sīpa nē kōngi jīpa nā nōpa nō mē ndōwa nyōngwa wā shī sō, nē yīmbā tā, tōnda tā hīdā jīpa, pē sē tū, lē tī yōngi, nā mī tē nyōngwa yā, pē yu yā, tē, jīpa pē yu yā tē, pēmbā chī yā rīs. Tā tē jīpa nā, lē jī pēmbā nō jī, tē jīpa nā, ndōpa,
something I missed off from the previous explanations was that in this way we see that you have these four possibilities. You've got the possibility of positive throwing karma and also positive completing karma, positive throwing karma but negative completing karma, both negative throwing karma and negative completing karma, and then the fourth possibility is negative throwing karma but positive completing karma. And then as the text goes on, it talks about how the throwing karma is the one that causes one to experience the ripening result of a particular karma, and then the completing karma is the one which produces the various experiences that some that we do like and some that we don't like, or so some that we do desire or wish for, I should say, and others that we don't wish for or don't desire.
Imarta penji les, the jam pinging le della penji les yorwa. And the ta pen the gona zole, jiggy jaw champion, also about the money, she lay jiggy jaw champion at the moment pen la, zozilla, Toma yobato, the major champion member, she had also. In the Momba zo se aje da, momba kundu se aje, momba kohoni se, sungi yorwa. The momba zo se ade, zo da, cheramala, doba she charge. Chade yore. Momba kundu se ade da, koma, semdamba da tomo zorwa, chade yorwa. Indu de, she zumera yor. The momba oma, zogelo le chayena, penzi le, jige, jewa jigmato peng maris. Dan penzi le, ko, show chechong mombo yungerwa, show chechong mombo yunger re de, jewa jigmato peng maris. Da zugzil to mayoris, zugzil. Yenda, le to ma ge, reda, zogzil le toma yo, di rewa ni toma yung yo chi. Penata, merja menji le sawa yina, le tege wonge, me chewa chigma no pe yo chi. Ta de zogzil le toma yo chi. Re ta, chi ombo tsonga da, tenre yo yina, teni, zogzil gewa chi ki zobarwa. Ta yo, neji nar dengi no tenre chi yina, zogzil me gewa chi ki zoyo marwa. Tenre yindu, penzi chegin pe, zogzil le toma yo res, zogi she su china.
Throwing karma is what, when we talk about throwing karma, we're talking about the karma which throws a particular birth. And as for how it throws, so there are various explanations that come from the Abhidhamma Kosha and also from the Abhidhamma Samuccaya. These are two Abhidhamma texts that are referred to as the lower and upper Abhidhamma texts in a sense. So the Abhidhamma Kosha is referred to as the lower Abhidhamma, and it's taught because of the fact that it's taught in accordance with the Vaibhashika system of philosophy. And then the Abhidhamma Samuccaya is regarded as the higher Abhidhamma, or the upper or higher Abhidhamma, and this is because it's taught in accordance with mainly in accordance with the Chittamatra system. So now, in the Abhidhamma Kosha, there it explains that one throwing karma will only throw one life. It will only bring that one throwing result. Although there can be various different types of strength of throwing karma, nevertheless, one throwing karma will only throw one life. It says further on that in the case of completing karma, you'll have several completing karmas producing several results. So, for example, you would have if we take the throwing karma to be born as a human being, so that would be just one throwing karma leading to that one result of being born as a human being. But within that life, you might have the experience of health and so forth. Sometimes you might have the experience of illness and so forth. So there you've got those several results that are being experienced within that life, and they would be the results of several completing causes. No.
Le chigi jiwa tama pengi togo maris. Daga nonje ni le tama ge jiwa chigi pengi maris. Da le tama yawa yina diye ni le re re jiwa re rin pengi. Yinde ni jiwa tama pengi yawa mato le tama dom ni jiwa chigi pengi ba tenre yom meba she yayi mara.
Now, it says that it's not possible for one throwing karma to lead to several births as a result. Remember, it said above, one throwing karma will lead to one throwing result, one birth in psychic existence. So it says clearly in the Abhidhamma Kosha that one throwing karma won't lead to several births. And likewise, it says that several causes cannot lead to just one result. What that means is that if you have several throwing karmas, then they wouldn't sort of like combine together to just throw one result of being one birth in psychic existence. Rather, each of them individually would produce would throw its own result of birth in psychic existence. You would never, well, anyway, that's I think we've already said that. You would never get several throwing causes combined together just to produce one birth in psychic existence.
Kone tule ne le chigi lu chigi pimpi le choyo, le chigi lu tuma pimpi le choyo, le tumi lu chigi pimpi le choyo, le tumi lu tuma pimpi le choyo do shi sonde, reba le ji kiji chigi tseji kuni nami je sangwa soga tang, le di tsero tumi nami je sangwa soga tang, le ji kiji mombu chibu teni je sangwa yoyo soga tang, mombu pensi tuyne tsero jini jidi jibi sangwa yoyo soga la xie do. But kundu rangi zhong chena le chegi lu chegi penpa yore, le chegi lu tumai penpa yores, le tumi lu chegi penpa yore, le tumi tumai penpa yores, so
Then in the it goes on to if we go further on in the text, we find a quote from the Abhidhamma Samuccaya, and there, according to the system of that text, according to the system of the Abhidhamma Samuccaya itself, it talks about the possibility of one throwing karma, one karma throwing one result, also one throwing several results, and then also several throwing one result, and a fourth possibility of several throwing several results.